Alright, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakorash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all like Akwath, learning, teaching, and truth and sincerity. Alright, and you can see the picture. We're dealing with this guy here. Alright, and this ain't going to be too long and too drawn out. And this isn't even going to be a direct bash video on the guy. This is going to be for you brothers and sisters that are learning. The scriptures tell you that offenses will come. All right, now do you use you getting offended or something happening to you as an excuse, to fall out and bug out? No. All right, at the event that something happens between you and a brother or between you and a group of brothers, we are still commanded to go out and teach. All right, for the men who go out and teach, once you put your hands to the plow, there is no turning back, regardless of what happens. There's no, oh, this brother did this to me, so I ain't went out and preached in a year or whatever. So I'm gonna let this clip play. You have this guy here, See Nice Films. Y'all have seen this. 1 minute. I'm gonna just let this play.
Stop everything to talk to him, man. All right, now you feel so. For example,
all right, and so this dude, make a long story short, he came up once before, and apparently we were talking with him. All right, and he came up once again. All right, and he was moving in an odd spirit. All right, so we don't just up and. There's been plenty of brothers who've come up humble, without any without any issue. All right. Obviously, there was something we saw in you, that wasn't. I'm gonna just let it play.
Up to a camp named GMS here in Detroit. I mentioned them in previous videos, and I spoke.
So that clip right there, that goes back to 2018. Apparently, this was the first time he had encountered us. And come back right here.
With them a while back. All we did was walk up and say shalom, and this happened. All right, now you feel certain way because somebody just jumped to you. We not in this thing for that, man.
That's that dude who made that song anyway, bro. He made that song.
They want me to stop everything to talk to them, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. What's that, bro?
Yeah, fuck that nigga.
You walk past first. I ain't about to be all high. No, let's do this work. Do this work. Worry about the work. You heard that it was a GMS camp down there. You know how we on here to push the word. That's the only thing we came to do, man. That's all we come to do. We ain't come to. Why y'all not doing it? Why is this a game? And then people probably feeling a certain way. That's not about. That's ain't what it's about. Fuck all that.
You can just the scripture say try the spirit by the spirit. You can look at it and say, I'm not even dealing with them, man. Just ignore them, man. You can see the countenance on their face. Yeah. It was finna turn into some bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, and if the guys that came, it was, if I remember correctly, it was 3 of them. I believe one of them was holding the camera. All right. Everybody knows where we're at right there in Detroit. We have one of the main speaking spots. If y'all would have came correct, the outcome would have been different. All right, but obviously the approach was bad because you have plenty of brothers who don't come up funny style, and they learn, and over time they end up in the camp, which is what happened with all these brothers here on the line. All right, and so I'm using this video. I'm gonna get some scriptures here in a second.
Yeah, we at the end, man. We at the end. Quit playing with themselves. They basically dogged us the hell out, called us rappers, and bear false witness against us. No brotherly love at all. And to make things worse, this guy, who I used to watch from GMS, made a whole 45-minute video about me and the Hidden Enemy series. This lesson is going to be entitled, Warning, All Those Books Will Bug You Out and Make You Unfruitful.
And there's a scripture on that. So the brother wasn't going off by making that statement. That's in Ecclesiastes. All right.
Now, I want to say all praise again to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The individual that you see on the screen that you saw in the opening was a former member of the Watchmen for Israel group. All right. And I got his clip off of a documentary that he did entitled Hidden Enemies. All right. And he claims that, his growth, basically he didn't say it out of his own mouth, but you see it in the bottom right of the screen,
and his growth as an Israelite was stunted because people want to stop him from reading these books. Now, we have told you, brothers, time and again, your sisters, time and again, you delve off into all these books, you're reading all these other books with all these different doctrines, you're delving off into too much stuff, you are going to become a bug out. Now, you know, I'll say this much about this individual right here from what we can see so far. He got all these damn books. He reading all these books. He claimed, getting this knowledge. But if you go to his page, there's no street videos. He ain't teaching no more. He ain't on the highways and hedges. So be mindful.
And that's the part that we're gonna focus on. You know, the guy, he went and did this documentary. You know, but where's the videos and you being out there on the highways and byways? All right, teaching the flock. Matter of fact, we'll start with some scriptures because that's what this ultimately boils down to. All right, now, yeah, Chief Priest Ephraim and Zabak did you wrong. You know, HOI and WFI. But everybody on planet Earth has been done wrong. All right, everybody in this truth has had issues. All right, so that's not you're not exclusive in that. Sirach 40:1. Great travail is created for every man, and an heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, which all of humanity that is alive today descends from the Adamites, even the heathens. All right, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things. All right, so everybody on planet Earth is guaranteed to suffer. All right, so you're not so you're not so special to where your suffering was worthy of a documentary. All right, we were called to preach this gospel. We rebuke behaviors and activities that would hinder the gospel or make it look bad, and we preach and prophesy the downfall of this world and the return of our Lord, and many other things mixed in. You know, who the heathen are, who the heathen are and their judgment, the Israelite foreigners, you know, the fact that the heathen are going into slavery, all those things are mixed in. But that's what the gospel pertains to. That's what we're set here for, not to preach the gospel of hurt and pain. All right, the hurt gospel, you offended me gospel, that doesn't prosper. All right, the scriptures tell you what to do if, let's say, you get hurt and it wasn't your fault, or somebody's getting on you and they may be wrong. What does the scripture say to do with that? Does it say to be offended and not do the work no more, you know, and to just go around, woe is me, and to make a documentary? All right, well, hey, once again, this isn't a direct bash on him. This is for you brothers and sisters that are watching. Don't let offenses turn you to the gospel of hurt. All right, that's what the brother's been calling it recently, the hurt doctrine. Such and such did such and such to me. Now I'm just going to spend the rest of my time here hurt. That's not what we're here for. All right, 1 Peter 2:19. For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward Yahweh endure grief, suffering wrongly. All right, so if you have to suffer wrongfully, you know, it says it's thankworthy. So that's something that is acknowledged by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Verse 20. For what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently. This is acceptable with Yahweh. So if you're suffering for something you didn't do, you know, but you still just take it on ahead and keep it rolling, you know, that goes good to your character. But if you suffer for something, whether you did or didn't or not, whether you did or didn't do it, and you up and throwing hissy fits and acting a fool and not doing the work, then that just goes to show where your character is any damn way. You know, the gospel of hurt will not prevail. At any point in time, somebody says something or does something to you, you get offended, you shake it off and you keep it rolling. All right, let me get this. Let me get this right. Where's this at? Right here. All right, and this has always been a good, I've always liked this parable, Matthew 21:28. But what think ye? A certain man had 2 sons, and came to the first, and said, Son, go work today in my vineyard. He answered and said, I will not. But afterward he repented and went. And he came to the second, and said likewise. And he answered and said, I go, sir, and went not. Whether of them twain did the will of his father? They said unto him, the first. Yahushua saith unto him, Verily I say unto you, that the publicans and harlots go into the kingdom of Yahweh before you. So that right there, you know, which one of them was more justified, the servant the son that said what, you know, one son said, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it, and he didn't do shit. Or the other son who said at first he wasn't gonna do nothing, but then he got up and did something. He did what his father commanded of him. And taking it back to this, you know, so you know this truth, you're an Israelite. Are you gonna get up and go and teach the word? Are you gonna prophesy to the sheep or not? Are you gonna wake up the sheep or not? Are you gonna feed the sheep or not? You know, fuck all the bullshit off to the side. Everybody gets done wrong. Everyone gets mistreated. Everyone has been talked crazy to in this truth. Everyone has had to deal with betrayal. Everyone has had to deal with a nigga fucking them over, all right? Here in the Detroit camp, we had former leaders that wasn't right, that was fucking over everybody, and we had to suffer it. And when they was gone, did we go and we didn't even, we just went back to doing the work the next week as if nothing happened. That's what's most important, doing the work of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. We're not perfect men. We gonna be flawed. There's gonna be issues and controversies, but you're supposed to still go out and do the work, right? When Paul and what does it say? Paul had a conflict with Peter. Did either of them fall out? No, they kept doing the work. And Paul and Barnabas had a bit of a fallout. Did both of them fall out? No, they went and did the work. All right, you can read that in the book of Acts, 15th chapter. All right, do the work. That's what this ultimately comes down to. When you look at the guy's channel, you know, this channel, all the amount of time that you spent putting together this documentary, you could have been going out on the highways and byways and you could have been preaching, you know. All this time you could have been teaching the flock. Now you have a talent for making videos, we'll use it, you know. There's a brother, let me see something. There's this brother right here, Manatazak Banyanyan from LA, you know, he uses his talent and he makes videos. All right, he's made plenty, you know, the majority of the spiritual power pictures and clips that you see came from him. That's what he does with his talent. All right, does he use his talent and sit up and cry, oh, brother's trying to use me for my talent, brothers? No, he uses it to edify. All right, it's as simple as that. Get another script. I'm gonna play the video back in a second. All right, Romans 8. All right, no amount of suffering or tribulation should stop you from preaching. All right, if you're claiming to be a prophet, if you're claiming to be a man of the Lord, you're supposed to be out there waking up the sheep. Well, there's not supposed to be anything that separates you from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And as far as I, you know, from what I've heard, there's certain parts of the doctrine that he disagrees with anyway. You know, he had made the statement, oh, how come all y'all do is get on white people? You know, so you know, like I said, this isn't even directly based at him. The chances of him getting right, you know, are minimal to none. He's still going to be on butthurt mode, you know, wanting to do his documentaries. This is for you new brothers and sisters who are seeing the situation unfold. In the event that you have a controversy or a falling out with a brother, or you butt heads, that is not an excuse to bug out and leave the camp, nor is it an excuse to cease from doing the work of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Romans 8:35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. It says, nay, in all things, Slakia, y'all, Slakia. Nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai our Lord. That's supposed to be the mindset, man. If your fucking parents die today, you still supposed to be in the truth come tomorrow. All right? If your wife died tonight, if the Lord strike your wife with a fucking lightning bolt, you're supposed to remain in this truth and preaching the word steadily, all right? Feeding the sheep. Not using every excuse in the book because of how someone wronged you. All right, he went and made, you know, he has this channel. You know, here it is. He's talking about, you know, all the camps are wicked, but you went and made a camp. You know, the last video is from 9 months ago, and that's just a little clip. The last video you actually sitting down teaching, it looks like it was from 10 months ago. You know, so what's the point of being able to produce all these videos to such high quality if you're not feeding the sheep? with it. You know, come on.
He ain't teaching no more. He ain't on the highways and hedges. So be mindful and be warned of reading these books, okay? Because this is a great stumbling block unto Jacob. Okay, and he's got to, here is, Hanak completely detaches from One West Doctrine video. That's a video that he did.
All I can do is look and discuss. I don't even know what to say. But you got the old nigga from GMS, South Carolina, who I used to watch. Stop watching this nigga videos like 3 years ago because he don't do shit but talk shit about people nonstop.
And that elder brother does all kinds of videos on prophecy, on up-to-date news. He doesn't just sit up and talk shit about people. All right.
Why does dude make a 40-minute video on me when I'm clearly stating in the video that I don't subscribe to the One West Doctrine? If I don't subscribe to your doctrine, just leave it at that. Why the fuck you gotta take my video? These niggas don't be having shit to talk about. They just sit there. They proving my point right. 100% right. If you don't agree with them, then they just gonna attack you. A brother must be doing something right to have all these people attacking me just for reading a fucking book. That shit don't even sound right, do it? So
I learned about it a month after he made it. This guy didn't know shit about me or nothing about what I had going on over here. He just decided to speak on things he didn't know nothing about. Mind you, I had stopped watching this nigga back in 2019 because all his videos was just him talking shit about people, non-stop. How can a man spend all his time in front of a computer rebuking and talking shit about everybody when he got his ass kicked out the camp before? These old dudes be bored.
And guess what? Yeah, the elder had been kicked out, but what is he doing now that you're not doing? The work. He's been earned his stripes back. All right. So bringing up, points like that are what's the word? Erroneous. At best. All right. What's the point of producing documentaries if you're not feeding the sheep? And effectively, if you want to take it there, this documentary is hypocritical, because if you're saying all we do is rebuke people and talk shit, well, this whole documentary was you rebuking HOI and Zabak and talking shit. So come on, you gotta, Jake, you come on.
With nothing else to talk about. That's why they attack everybody. He and two other old dudes were speaking ill about me. This guy who was dressed up looking like a damn moth, and this nigga here. Brothers simply don't know what's going on, but they speak anyway.
He just talking. He now. These three men that you're clowning, these are highly reverenced men in Great Millstone, and not on a man pleaser tip. All right. But because of the work that they've put in for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right, done great videos, edifying the flock, and teaching things that you ain't even taught 1% of. So how does that look? All right, all three of those brothers have been doing the work for years. All right, the one brother right there in particular, that's an elder out of New York. He's been doing the work for probably longer than you've been alive. And doing it sincerely. All right, we not doing things like Chief Priest Ephraim and Zabak over here. We not running up people's money and trying to all we do is focus on doing the work over here at Great Millstone, because that is what is important. Doing the work is what justifies you. All right, out of all of our character flaws and mishaps, you stay with your hand on that plow. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going always bat for you and get you out of situations. What separated David? All right, let me see. All right, the thing that stood out about King David compared to his lineage, his sons that were kings that would go on to mess up, even Solomon, right? 1 Kings 11:4. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai his God, as was the heart of David his father. So what was it tells you David never gave into idolatry, y'all. David always stayed the path and following Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Before he went to war, he prayed to the Lord. All right, you have the whole book of Psalms and whatnot. So what's more? He stayed that path. And that's what we have to do, regardless of how we get offended. Even when Saul was throwing javelins at him, did King David throw his hands up may say, to hell with this. No. All right. Now, he got out of the area so he wouldn't die, but he stayed believing and trusting in the Lord. All right. Regardless of what happens to you, you're supposed to stay the path, no matter what people say to you. You know, so this documentary was as far as I'm concerned, this is pointless. You know, this is a big boo-hoo pity party documentary. The nation of Israel didn't need this. This was utterly useless. It doesn't hold any weight. You know, hey, Zabak and Chief Priest Ephraim, you know, it's known that Zabak isn't the smartest knife in the drawer. You know, he's not the best tool in the drawer to to build with. All right, everybody knows that. You know, he's old in age, but he's not, the wisdom that he should have is not there. You know, when you look at our elders and apostles, they're carrying that wisdom. Zabak, he's not on that level. All right, so you could have easily came to a different camp. You know, let me see.
Hey, Shalom Kings. Yeah, bro, this dude is just a novice and a reprobate. You know,
I'm a novice and a reprobate. This nigga don't know who.
just the Lord is using, Satan is using him to stir up more controversy and discourse among the brothers and amongst the camps.
And that's exactly what this is. This is a test, y'all, for you brothers and sisters. Don't worry about this guy. This is actually a test, like it says, a controversy, because it tells you that offenses is going to come to the world. All right, the scripture's been said that, and you get one or two things happen when you get offended. We're gonna go to the first one, right? Matthew 13:21. Yet he hath not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. So right there, you got some people, they hear the word, but they get offended, and now they gone. They face tribulation or persecution, and now they got a dip. Such and such said something to me. So they said something to me. Somebody or such did something to me. Continue to do the work and follow the Lord. All right. What did Yahushua hark on Peter about? Let's go to John. All right, because all this can be smashed and summed up in 3 words: do the work. Okay, so what? You got talk crazy too. Do the work. We've all been talk crazy too. Everybody's been done wrong, if you will, at some point. Is that going to be your excuse to bug out and to go against all this truth? You know, John 21:17. He said unto him the 3rd time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the 3rd time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua saith unto him, feed my sheep. All right. He said it to him 3 times to the point to where it annoyed Peter. So Peter was offended. He was grieved. Did Yahushua care? Fuck no. All right. Yahushua said, he had made the statement in the video, Yahushua is love. Yahushua was more than just love. Yahushua taught the whole gospel. All right. There's more to this Bible than just love. That's not realistic in any aspect or any plane in existence. All right. Where you just have one emotion or feeling. All right. And you don't just have all love anywhere. That's not realistic. Yahushua got on Simon's head. He said, feed my sheep. Another 3 words. That's important. Do the work. Feed my sheep. That's what this comes down to, y'all. If we get offended, or if something happens to us, if a brother pisses you off, if an elder says, I've been gotten on by the elders, and I'm talking about the apostles. All right. This is some years ago. Other brothers have been gotten on by the elders. Other brothers have been gotten on by brothers. You don't use that as an excuse to fall out and to bug out. You keep going. You say, damn, Salakia, I messed up. My bad. I'm going to get it together. And you keep going. All right. Don't let your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves, man. Plain and simple.
Among the brothers and amongst the camps. But he doesn't even know the history of One West.
I don't give a shit about One West. Them niggas is off.
And that right there, I got something for that.
But how can you attribute it to Enoch? 5,000-foot men. So it's just a bunch of shit where particular.
And so, hey, Was I at One West? No. But like the elders and apostles always say, if it wasn't for One West, the truth came out of One West. And if you're being honest, you have to acknowledge that. Now, was there some fucked up shit that happened at One West? Yes, of course. Which is why it became disbanded over time. But had it not been for One West, the majority of us walking around on the face of this planet would not know that we're Israelites. And that's the plain honest truth, okay? And that's keeping it a whole buck. And you don't have to be there. You don't have to have gone to One West to admit that. If it wasn't for One West, none of these camps would have been about. And the camps is where all of us learn the truth from, one way or another, whether you want to accept it or not. There's 3 ways you either heard of this truth: from the internet, from walking by a camp, or from dealing with somebody in the world. Say, for instance, your mother mentioned to you or Israelite to you, or somebody from work, or a friend from high school, or whatever the hell. What do all 3 of those things have in common? The fact that the truth is being pushed out of New York from that building called One West. And that's, you can't say otherwise. So to go around disrespecting One West and all those men, that just shows your character or the lack thereof. You know? The hell, yeah, hey, shit got crazy at One West. But I'm not going to run around and disparage it, because I understand that had it not been for that building in New York, would none of us know shit right now. And that's as real as it gets. All right, so I'm just get a couple more scriptures, you know. Not going to rag on too long, y'all. Like I said, if something happens or you get offended or you feel you're being done wrong, you don't use that as an excuse not to keep preaching and pushing. It was told we was all sometimes going to get done wrong. All right, 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. All right. Everybody gets tried in the fire. Is that an excuse to put down the plow? No. All right. What does it say about a man who puts down the plow? Luke, let me think for a second. Let me think for a second. 13:2. Salakia, y'all. It was one of the moments where you can't think for a second. Luke 9:62. And Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. All right, so regardless of whatever the hell happens to us, until the point of death, you're supposed to remain preaching and teaching this word, man. No matter what goes down, no matter what happens, no matter who leaves, no matter who offends you, preach this word until your dying fucking breath. All right, that's what we're set up to do here until the time, obviously, you know, until the famine of the word, you know, in Jacob's trouble. Then that's when prophecy will no longer be needed, because it's going to be full on Donkey Kong, you know. But up until then, do the work of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, this don't impress, you know, me. This don't impress nobody. This documentary wasn't needed. Your flock doesn't need a documentary. All right, your flock needed you to do some videos breaking things down to them correctly. Not just breaking things down, but breaking things down correctly, which you have a problem with some of the gospel. So is doubt they're even going to be getting the full gospel from you.
Brothers, they're not even brothers. Most High said in 2 Peter that these dudes, they talk bad about anything that they do not understand. That's exactly what they're doing.
For the record, I do teach. We make up the warriors of David. Our ministry hasn't taken off yet, but we're building. We don't have to answer to these men or prove anything.
Our ministry, what is that? You don't have to. There's not a body limit to how many people you need to have. Go out there consistently. That's how you see. It's a tried and true formula. All right, go out there week by week, and you'll add numbers. How it's working for every other camp, it works for all the other states. You know, you're not so special to where you need to wait, you know, a year at a time to bring a new brother in and go out. No, bro, that's cop outs. So here, once again, all camps is wicked, but you got your own camp. That's a cop out, man. We're building. What the fuck does that mean? That's not a proper excuse. All right, you can build. You got to build on the run. All right, I'm gonna give you. Let me see something. You know what? That's about it. What I was actually gonna do, y'all, because there was a couple brothers' channels I was gonna pull up who, in this Truth and Great Millstone, one brother in particular in this camp in Detroit, I was going to pull up a couple brothers' channels who had dealt with offense and dealt with, you know, situations, and they're still pushing to this day. You know, I'll just say this, you know, there's one brother in our camp, he used to preach on his own, and he ended up teaching something that was incorrect, and he got a call from, you know, a head brother in another state saying, look, you need to either do two things: stop teaching on your own because you don't know enough yet, or you need to get down there with those brothers in Detroit. And that brother, what did he stop teaching and get offended? No, he moved over 2 hours away. All right. Left, he was in school, he was in college for a very serious career, dropped all that, moved 2 hours away, and he's a brother in good standing in this camp to this very day. All right. You know, so he didn't take that offense to using it as an excuse to be on the hurt doctrine. He took it and magnified his face. He said, damn, you know, let me get down there with them brothers. And he did just that. And he's in this camp to this day, going hard every day, you know, videos every day, multiple a day, you know. So that's how you go about this thing, not the hurt doctrine mode. All right, and I get one more to finish it off. All right, Revelation 3:11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold fast that which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. All right. So, hey, not only somebody else physically, but you within yourself. And that's why the Elder Menatazak, I did the video, the hidden enemy is yourself. Because you're being your own enemy right now. And at certain times, we can get like that. You got to get out of your own way and focus on what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has told us to focus on in these scriptures. And get out of your own damn emotions and feelings, especially as a man. All right. We don't need to be doing documentaries explaining all the wrong that's been done to us in our life. All of us have suffered. All right. There's people in the world that didn't suffer. You got niggas in the pen doing 50 to life for crimes they didn't commit. You know, that's fucked up. All right. You got Jake in jail for murders that they did not commit. You know, go talk to him. Go make a documentary to him, and he gonna tell you how soft you are. All right. So that's about it. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all like the Akim, while Akwath, learning, teaching, and truth and sincerity, Shalom.